Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Well, as most of you know, I am Lord Tremendous, and this is not typical of me to do a FaceTime type of thing on my channel. However, I was perusing YouTube today. I was watching some battle reports and some commentaries. Mr. Malorian had some really good stuff up there, Sustainable Center, even a couple others like Miterum and stuff like that. I was enjoying them. A lot of good stuff is out there. And well, I came across an individual that obviously was hurt. I actually must have cut him deep because he took it upon himself to try to rise to Lord Tremendous's stature and challenge me to an epic battle. And I use the term epic battle mostly as a compliment to him, because in order to face him, I must lower myself to his level and deal with Slaanesh, one of the weakest and most detested of the Chaos Gods. Why? Why are they so detested? Oh, that's simple. Because they're little sissy girls with one boob, spiky hair, and poor oral hygiene. And I just don't think that they're strong enough to be considered anything. So I believe my challenger's name was Demented Organics, Dementia or Ritualum, something with a D. I'm pretty sure there's a vowel in there. Demonic Orchid. That's what it was. That was the dead man that actually dared to challenge the magnificence that is Lord Tremendous. And I will gratefully accept his challenge, because this poor bastard is living in a delirium that only Slaanesh could create. And as a follower of Tzeentch and a dabbler of Khorne and a shunner of Nurgle, I must teach this poor soul, this poor, weak soul, that Slaanesh is not only kids' gloves, but is not worth anyone's time in the realm of Warhammer. So, to this effect, come the Rock War GT, September 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, we will get our game in. We will do our battle reports, and when the dust settles, I will triumphantly stand atop his corpse and roar to the gods that Slaanesh is not worthy of the title. I thank you guys for your time. This is completely sarcastic. I have nothing but respect for Demonic Orchard, and I am thrilled to be called out for this battle report, or for this battle. Very much looking forward to that. And I will not retract my statement unless I lose, because without Lore of Shadow especially, without Occam's Mind Razor or the Withering or Enfeeble Foe to give them any kind of hope, let's face it, my army is going to walk through those demonette sissies. Oh, that's gotta hurt. The truth sometimes is the sharpest blade. But I do appreciate the challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And if by some act of Nurgle, we'll say, I actually lose this game, which isn't going to happen, I would be more than happy to buy the first round of drinks in a celebratory feast to the underdog winning the battle. But yeah, guys, okay, I can't hold the character anymore. So, all right, yep, Demonic Orchard, thank you. I gladly accept your challenge. I accept your terms. My question to you is: are we going to be doing 2,200 points, 2,500 points, 8 points? How many points is this battle going to be? Because with one hand tied behind my back, I could do this. I'm just throwing it out there, buddy. But yeah, man, excellent job. I will see you there, and yeah, let me know. Thanks. Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. This one's a little special. Demonic Orchard, yes, the guy that called me out earlier in the year. He finally he contacted me through Google Plus and said that he was going to be in town, met me up at my local game store, and we were able to get our Rock War GT grudge match out of the way, which was awesome. I'd been out of out of the loop for a few weeks. I was traveling due to work, and so this was a great way to come back and get a game in. I was very happy about this. But it was 2,200 points, our Rock War GT lists. Lord Tremendous of the Warriors of Chaos, that's me, versus Demonic Orchid of the Demons of Chaos. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, he's already got our battle report up. If you've seen it already, you know how this one ends. No spoilers, jerkface. But yeah, definitely a good time. It was very cool to meet Demonic. Him and his fiance showed up. They were both very cool. A lot of fun to meet, a lot of fun to hang out with. We laughed, we cried, we kicked each other's teeth down each other's throat, and it was a lot of fun. Somewhere in the middle, we were able to take some pictures, and here's what happened. Here's my list. It's my Rock Wars GT list. You know this list. If you don't know this list and you haven't been watching my battle reports, then shame on you. This is your fault. But I have my Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous. He's got the Mark Zinch. He's level 4 Wizard, Chaos Armor, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, Soul Feeder, Flaming Breast, Scaled Skin, and Allura Metal. My hero choices consist of my Exalted Hero, Lady Elizabeth. She's got the Mark Zinch. She's got a Halberd, Chaos Steed, BSB, Helm of Many Eyes, Dawnstone, and Poisonous Slime. And last, and certainly least, is my Exalted Hero, Catastrophe. Nothing against Cast, he's still an amazing individual. Unfortunately, his namesake is not living up to the hype, which is unfortunate. But he's got the Mark Zinch, he's on a Demonic Mount, he's got a Halberd, Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and Third Eye of Zinch. My core choices are a unit of 5 Chaos Warhounds, the Corn Dogs, a unit of 18 Chaos Warriors, the Reavers of Ulthuan, with the Mark of Corn, Halberds, Full Command and Banner Rage, and 15 Forsaken, Corns Forgotten, with the Mark of Corn. My special choice consists of 5 Chaos Knights, Elizabeth's Honor Guard, with the Mark of Zinch, Ensorcelled Weapons, Banner Musician, and the Standard of Discipline. And my rare choice, the one, the only, Snuffleupagus, my Mutalith Vortex. Gotta love the beast. How could you not? He's so loving. My opponent's list is his Rock Wars GT list. I didn't get it. It's his list for the Rock Wars GT, which is a closed list GT. I didn't want to show you what he had because how do I know you're not going to be there at table 1 on Sunday afternoon with Demonic just right across the table from you? He's going to look at you. He's going to be like, dude, man, WTF. And you're going to be all like, I saw what your list was on Tremendous's channel because he's a jerk. And he's going to be like, dude. And you're going to be like, whoa. And it's going to be cool. So, no, don't be greedy. You don't get to see his list except for what's actually on here. So, there. Here are my spells, which are 4 from the Allura Metal, because that's all I need. And here are his spells. He's got like 8, 9, 10, I don't know. He's got a ton of spells. He's got like 3 Heralds, 2 Zinch units, a Greater Demon of Slaanesh with all the trimmings and stuff. So he's got like 6 casters on the table. So he's got a ton of spells. And, you know, it's just not worth going over. Here's deployment, and I gotta be honest with you, I didn't have much of a plan going into this. I just could not wait to start beating the crap out of each other. It looked like fun. Lord Tremendous was on the left side there. His job was going to be to get into the Fiends or the Demonettes or whatever was on the left flank there. Probably the cannon. I'd love to get rid of the cannon. And just slam into it and just beat everything down for a while. The Forsaken, I was hoping we're going to get either into the Demonettes or a unit of the Horrors. That would be great. Maybe soak up a cannonball shot. Really didn't care. That was going to be fun. My Corn Warriors were behind the Dogs with the hopes that they'd either get into the Horrors or the Demonettes or whatever. The hope was that his Greater Demon stayed the heck away from my Demon Prince because the Greater Demon has a huge advantage. My Knights were in the middle there. They were going to take care of the Chariots down the middle there, the little Slaaneshi one and the Cannon, just simply because I figured they could handle it. The Beast was going to be over there to offer a little bit of support. I wish I had put the Beast closer to where his infantry was, but it didn't work out that way simply because I placed my Beast too early. It was a stupid mistake on my part. And Catastrophe's over there on the right flank. His job is to either get a hold of the cannon or the chariot or whatever he can on the right flank and make his way over to the left so that I can hopefully start killing a whole bunch of Slaanesh demons because they got to die. But that was the plan. Here's Demonic's right flank, which consists of a unit of Fiends, which is what the Minotaur models are. There's his Greater Demon in the back, and right next to them is one of his Slaanesh cannons. Here's his center from left to right. That is a unit of horrors with, I believe, a Tzeentch Herald in there. There's a unit of Slaanesh Demonettes with a Slaaneshi Herald in there. And on the right side there is a unit of another unit of horrors with a Tzeentch Herald inside there. I don't believe he had a BSB. And here's his left flank, which is the big, I don't know, pokey, pinchy, stabby, slicey chariot of Slaanesh. I don't remember what it's called because I don't see him all that often. And his second Slaaneshi cannon looks remarkably like corn, but you know what? I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge. Here's my right flank, which from right to left consists of Catastrophe and Snuffleupagour. And here's my center, which is my knights with Lady Elizabeth, my dogs, and my corn warriors. And here's my left flank, which consists of my Forsaken and my Demon Prince, because he's awesome. Here's top 1 after movement, and I didn't get to go first. That's okay, I don't really always get to go first, so I'm kind of getting used to it. But he actually moved up, which shocked me a little bit. I was surprised. I fully expected this army to hang back on the back edge and taunt me with spells and cannonball shots. I really didn't see them moving up. But I figured it was a mistake, and I was going to try to capitalize on it immediately. But yeah, everything pretty much moves forward. 1 unit of horrors goes into that little house in the middle of there. And other than that, that's pretty much it. Nothing overly interesting happened in the movement phase. During the magic phase, though, something interesting happened. He gets Infernal Gateway off on my knights. I think I tried to stop it, and I know for a fact that I failed because 4 of my knights got pulverized by the damn spell, so that really sucked. But you know, what can you do? You know, he rolled well. My dice were like, you know what? We feel like punishing you for keeping us in a closed, dark container for the past 3 weeks. So eat hot death, knights. Eat hot death. I was still okay with that. As long as I have 1 knight and Lady Elizabeth left over and the cannons don't shoot at her, I was pretty confident that she could still take the charge from both of those chariots and survive it. So I wasn't thrilled with this outcome, but I wasn't defeated yet. Over here, I'm starting to feel a little defeated, though. My beast catches a cannonball to the face. Unfortunately, it was a flaming cannonball, no less, so it's not like I got a save of any kind. And, I mean, the bonus is he didn't kill the beast outright. The negative is he did 3 wounds to him right off the bat because of piss-poor placement on my part. And that was my fault, and he punched me in the face for it, and I deserved it. And, yeah, so the beast is half dead, more than half dead, and that sucks. Nothing else happened because we don't have any combat yet, so we go to bottom 1 after movement. And I decide to see how far I can get his little Greater Demon to run. I move my Demon Prince way over into the middle. I just decided to have some fun. I thought about letting his demonic a demon guy charge the Demon Prince with the fiends and everything like that. I thought about having some fun like that, but I was like, you know what, screw that. I'm going to move him over to the right. I'm going to see if I can't cluster everything in, maybe get some choice flank charges or whatever. That might be kind of fun. I didn't think my Demon Prince was in any real danger because it's Slaanesh stuff. I wasn't overly concerned. If the chariots charged me, they had to go through the forest. If the If the Slaaneshi if anything charged him, they were going to be in the forest, which means they couldn't be steadfast, which means they're going to crumble more if I win combat, which would be great. But whatever, that was the plan. The Forsaken move up to countercharge if something's foolish enough to do that. I was hoping that the Greater Demon would go after the Forsaken as well, you know, seeing them as easy points. And if he kills the Forsaken, that's great. Now that the Greater Demon's out of combat, you know, out of the game for a few turns. So that was the hope anyway. My dogs move up to bait the Demonettes, which I didn't think they would take, but I figured why not. And my Knights and Lady Elizabeth move up to give the Chariots a choice charge. My hope was only 1 would make it, and if they both made it, it might be a little dangerous, but I was pretty confident that unless my dice just completely screwed me over, that they could handle, she could handle a double charge from there, because with her 1-up, 1-up, 6-up, she's pretty tough. The Beast hid behind the rocks because I didn't feel like getting him killed right away. And Catastrophe runs up to give the cannon chariot something else to shoot at. Nothing else happens. I roll straight butt for my magic phase. I think I rolled like a 3, and whatever I tried to cast, he had 0 problem getting rid of. I think I tried to cast Final Transmutation on his Demonettes, and I didn't even get the spell off. I couldn't roll high enough, which figures. What can you do? But yeah, not thrilled about that outcome. Obviously, I don't shoot because I play a real man's army. So we go into the top of 2 after movement, and you're looking at it. Both of his chariots charge my knights and Lady Elizabeth and make it, which sucked, but it is what it is. And other than that, his stuff starts backing up. His cannon backed up, his fiends, well, the fiends really didn't move. His greater demon ran over to shoot at my demon prince, and everything else just stayed away. I was like, oh, he was baiting me by moving up. Very clever. Very clever. But I felt confident that my Demon Prince could make the charge next turn. I was going to move the dog straight up in front of the Demonettes and move the Corn Warriors up to try to get a hold of them and deal with them that way. His chariots did charge Lady Elizabeth and my knight. I felt really confident about that one, especially with Catastrophe and the Beast right there to countercharge. So that was the hope. That was where everything was going there. So I was kind of happy with how things were going. I was once his greater demon was out of the way, I was going to move the Forsaken up to deal with the fiends. So I was feeling pretty good about this. There's a better picture of his chariot slamming into Lady Elizabeth and the one remaining knight because they underestimated my power. During his magic phase, he gets acquiescence off on my Demon Prince. I just didn't care. Yeah, it's going to stop me from charging, but I figured, whatever. It still gives me a chance to get my spells off and have some fun. But then he did something else. I think he got Choir off on my Demon Prince and did 2 wounds to him, which really, really sucked. He's half dead. The Charm Shield's gone because he fired a cannon at him earlier, but not happy about that at all. I'm starting to think, uh-oh, what have I done? And then we go into the shooting phase, and he's got some weird shooting attack that he can use, some whip with a foot range or some crazy range. And it's like strength 6, armor piercing, and I had no idea that the demons could even do something like that. So my Demon Prince gets whipped to death by his greater demon. What is it? Top of 2, and oh man. So yeah, my Demon Prince dies, and to add insult to injury, we stack his greater demon on top of my demon so that I can get a wet willy from his demon, because that's suitably Slaneshi. I could see that happening. So we go over here, and combat goes a little bit better. I do lose the knight, that's not a shock, but Lady Elizabeth is able to do a couple of wounds to, what's it called, the big creepy Slanesh chariot thingy. And he loses this combat by like 2 or something ridiculous like that, but he's able to make both of his leadership tests, so they don't take any more crumble checks. But the combat's going the right way, and now he knows he's screwed. Both of those chariots are going to pop next turn because we're going to go to the bottom of 2, and I'm going to panic and charge my Corn Warriors and my Beast into the chariots that are on Lady Elizabeth, sealing their fate, more or less. Meanwhile, Catastrophe tries to charge the horrors inside the house. I needed a long charge. I think I need like a 9 or a 10, and I failed it in spectacular fashion. With my left flank pretty much gone, now that my Demon Prince is dead, the Forsaken just kind of back up a little bit, because I was positive that Greater Demon was coming into him next turn. The dogs just kind of straighten out so that if the Demonettes do charge them, they can't get a beautiful, recharge into my Corn Warriors, and that's pretty it for... Yeah, that's pretty much it for my movement phase, because my Demon Prince is dead because I'm an idiot. So, what can you do? There's a better picture of my Beast and my Corn Warriors slamming into these chariots, and you know they're dead. And here's a better picture of Catastrophe failing a charge, and normally that wouldn't bother me. It was a long charge, it was a Hail Mary charge, I wasn't overly concerned. If I made it, great. If not, oh well. But look what this idiot rolled. Well, I guess I'm the idiot, but I mean, really, 3 1s to charge with Swift Stride. He goes a total of 9 inches. I mean, this character deserves to be on my shelf of shame, more so than even the Marauder Horsemen, who are no longer with us thanks to my dog getting hold of them, chewing them up, and spitting them out. But, does that make me sick. We actually stopped and we both took pictures of all the ones because we were just like, this is garbage. My dice have not been my friend this game. They haven't been my true enemy, but they have not been a friend this game at all. During the magic phase, I do slightly better now that I'm able to 6 dice my 1 remaining spell, and I'm able to get it off on the horrors. I only kill 1, but I up their ballistic skill by 1, and I lower their toughness by 1, which will be great if I can ever make a charge into that mother effing house and kill the stupid things. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Over here in combat, I'm able to vaporize that little chariot thingamabobber or whatever it is, the Slaneshi one. The cannon takes a bunch of wounds, and then pop after the combat res is dealt with and everything like that. Yeah, they explode. Lady Elizabeth turns to face both the Corn Warriors and the Mutalith overrun because they can. Lady Elizabeth turns to face the cannons and everything like that to try to get into this combat, and that's pretty much it. So we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and you're looking at it. The Demonettes surge forward, the Horrors come out of the house, the Herald actually leaves the unit to get further away so that Catastrophe can't charge in the house and kill him. Other than that, his cannon comes over and realigns to take a shot at Lady Elizabeth and the Beast, as well as his other horrors running around. And it's hard to see, but his greater demon actually runs. He's hidden by the tower on the hill there at the bottom of the screen, but he runs over there to probably, just mess with the rest of my army the best he can. During his magic phase, he gets acquiescence off on Lady Elizabeth once again. She's got random movement, always strikes last, but what can you do? And I'm not really sure exactly what he casts against my Corn Warriors. I'm pretty sure it's Final Transmutation, and he kills like 9 of my guys. It was absolutely devastating. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 of my Corn Warriors get killed. He needed 5s. He needed mother effing 5s to nuke these guys. I should have lost like 4 or 5, and I lose 9. Half the unit is vaporized, and it's like, son of a biscuit. I was so pissed, but not at him, just at the situation. My opponent was awesome. We were laughing, having a good time, but man, now I understand why Death Holy Death gets upset when I get that spell off on him, because it is devastating, especially when you roll out of a box like that. But what can you do? Over here, he takes careful aim with his other cannon of Slanesh, I guess, and takes a pot shot at Lady Elizabeth, and then angles it in such a way that it can hit also the Beast. He did try to let me rearrange the angle that Lady Elizabeth was at and everything like that, but there was really no point. I mean, I'm not going to take back a movement or anything like that. I honestly didn't see the cannonball coming through and hitting Lady Elizabeth and the Beast. I didn't see the angle until he pointed it out, and we took a closer look, and he actually could. He could clip Lady Elizabeth and hit the Beast pretty solid. So he takes careful aim, fires. Of course, he hits beautifully, hits Lady Elizabeth, but he fails to wound her. The cannonball does still bounce through because she's not monstrous in any way, shape, or form, and hits the Beast and kills him. He gets like 6 wounds on the Beast and destroys him. So that sucks, but this whole game is kind of spiraling out of my control since deployment, so what can you do? Yeah, it always hurts when the Beast dies, but I can't fault him. It was a good shot. It was well played. He did try to give me an angle so that Lady Elizabeth could, not be hit and the Beast could be hit at the same time. But, I'm not going to take it back. It was just a fun game. It's not like it's a tournament or we're playing for money. We're all playing for $4,000. So what can you do? But yeah, it was a good time. And it was cool that he would offer something like that. I would never take him up on it because I've just got that pride thing going on. But it was cool to be offered it. That was nice. But after all that's said and done, I sadly move the Beast off the table, and we go to bottom of 3 after movement. And I'm just going through the motions now. I know I've lost. I've accepted it, but I'm not going to quit. So I move the Forsaken in such a way, because I see that the Fiends and the Demonettes are angling to come after them. I'm thinking only one unit's going to be able to make it. Life's going to be good. Yay. So I move them so that it's, hopefully just one unit can make it, and then I can deal with them because the Forsaken's still pretty much at full strength. Oh, they are at full strength, and they're hard to kill. The Corn Warriors turn to face the Demon, the Greater Demon, and the Demonettes, just in case they fail their charge. Maybe I could charge them. The Dogs move up slightly, just because what the hell, why not? and Catastrophe runs over to try to get a hold of the Greater Demon because I believe he's the only one that really has a chance of killing it. Meanwhile, Lady Elizabeth moves away from the Demon Prince because I was hoping to spin her around and get into the horrors and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm really screwing up here. I should have sent Lady Elizabeth and Catastrophe after this stupid Greater Demon. I should have just, gone for it, but I was very dumb and I didn't. So I really regret that move, but I've been playing like a raw, bitter rookie here, and so I deserve this. I deserve this. Absolutely nothing else happens in my turn. I don't have any magic left. I don't have any shooting, so we go to top of 4 after movement. And as you can see, my luck is holding out. And not only do the Demonettes make it in, but the Fiends make it in no problem. So the Forsaken have both units of Slaanesh into my Forsaken unit. What can you do? It's the way the game's going. And, we're still having a good time. We're still laughing. So who am I to complain? His other cannon slams into the flank of the dogs, which is fine. The dogs lasted way too long this game as it is. And his Greater Demon runs up to poke, pinch, and bad touch, whatever the hell he wants to, because he's got full control of his board, to be honest with you. Meanwhile, his horrors just kind of hang out and watch so that they can cast more magic. There's a better picture of his Demonettes and his Fiends slamming into my Forsaken, and that's gonna suck. And here's a better picture of my cannon, his cannon, I'm sorry, slamming into my dogs because it's time for the dogs to die. At least they made it, to turn 4. That's actually kind of a record for them. I'm not sure if this is magic or his little stupid, Greater Demon whip thing. No, this is magic. This is magic. I'm not sure what spell it was, but 3 more of my Khorne Warriors die because I have absolutely no magic defense, and he's got like 6 wizards on the table. There's nothing I can do in this phase. Over here, he gets something. I think it's the small targeted cacophonic choir off on Lady Elizabeth, and he does like 3 wounds to her, and I'm able to save 2, and so she only takes 1 wound, and she actually lives. But of course, now she's got always strikes first and random movement, so it's just a matter of time before she dies. It was cool though that she actually made her saves, but I had very little hope that she was going to survive that one. Over here, again, something in the magic phase goes off and kills one of my Khorne Warriors. I have no idea what it was, but a Khorne Warrior dies, and it's par for the course. Then in the shooting phase, he gets that whip thing off on Lady Elizabeth, which is at like -40 to armor save, at ballistic skill infinity. So yeah. Lady Elizabeth, although she fought the good fight, she finally dropped dead, and that sucks. But you know what? Everyone else is dying. She's kind of a bandwagon kind of girl, so she decided to jump on it. And yeah, what could you do? It was funny. Over here in combat, needless to say, the dogs get killed, actually. Not too bad. He flubs this one pretty bad. He kills 2 of the dogs, and with charge, flank, and 2 wounds to nothing, he's able to win by 4. I don't roll snake eyes. The dogs flee, and he pursues. And when he pursues, he hits the house and has to, take a dangerous terrain check, which is actually hilarious. I'm sorry, that's not true. He bounces through the Khorne Warriors. It was either the House of the Khorne Warriors. Something happens where he takes dangerous terrain checks. And he only took 1, and he rolled a 1, and he failed it. And so the cannon ends up taking, I think he rolled a 6, and he was able to ward save 1 of the wounds. So the cannon ends up taking 5 wounds and exploding, and the dogs end up getting away, which is just hilarious. I'm sorry. That's priceless funny. So yeah, the cannon blows up, and because it's a chariot, and yeah, the dogs get away. So yeah, I lose 2 dogs and bag a second chariot. Yeah, right there. We were laughing pretty hard about this because we were like, ha ha ha, yes, that was my master plan all along. It wasn't. I actually had no intention of doing anything of the sort. The fact that that cannon had to take a dangerous terrain check and ended up blowing itself up was just silly. Just absolutely silly. Then we go over to combat over here, and my Forsaken end up getting regen. And then my Forsaken say, screw all this noise, we're beating the crap out of the Slaanesh Mark garbage. I ended up only taking 1 wound. I made all my armor and regen saves, which was just fantastic. It was about damn time something went my way. But I end up killing all but 2 of the Fiends, and I kill a ton of the Demonettes. After combat res and everything like that, which was just awesome. You're looking at what's left. and I lost one Forsaken. So I'm like, awesome. My Forsaken at least are going to perform for me, and I'm going to get some points. At least it won't be a complete shutout, which would have sucked. So, yep. I'm feeling pretty good about that. After all that is said and done, we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and there's like none. My Corn Warriors take a leisurely stroll around the house to try to get a hold of some horrors, which I don't really think they're going to get a hold of, but why not? Give it a shot. It's not like I got anything else to do with them. My dogs continue to flee. Catastrophe slams into the Greater Demon in the off chance that he can actually do something, but I was grabbing at straws. I know how horrible that character is, the kit and everything like that. It looks great on paper, but I think I might change his name to Communism because it looks great on paper, but when you put him into practical use, he just fails left, right, and sideways. And the Forsaken stay right where they're at because they're comfortable in that combat. Here's a better picture of Catastrophe slamming into the Greater Demon because something's got to do some damage. If I can kill the Greater Demon, I have a chance of at least tying. So it was grabbing at straws. It was a hopeful thing. It wasn't a guarantee. I have no magic, I have no shooting, so we go straight into combat, and my Forsaken gets Slug Brains. It couldn't last. But even though they had Slug Brains, they really do well. I kill another Fiend, I kill like 4 or 5 more of his Demonettes, but I lose like 4 of my Forsaken. I end up winning this combat, and he rolls way high. I think I win by like 1 or 2, but he rolls way high, and he's got nothing left but 4 Demonettes. I actually reform my Forsaken over a little bit to get more attacks in with onto the 4 Demonettes because I want to make sure I get those points. But yeah, the Demonettes get slaughtered down to 4, and we all know what's going to happen next round of combat. So I'm feeling good about that. It feels good that the Forsaken actually performed for me today. They usually do. That hatred is really a beautiful thing. Over here, however, God friggin' ugh. Just come on. You useless friggin' piece of garbage character. I slam into this Greater Demon, and he hits and he wounds like 5 times, and I fail all my armor saves because, well, why not? And then I fail one of my damn ward saves. I roll a 2. It's like, alright, fine. I guess that could happen. But then I flub every single attack against this Greater Demon. I don't make 1. So I charge to his wound. I get nothing. It's a stalemate friggin' combat because this useless, stupid character can't roll 4s to hit and 4s to wound. I cannot wait to shelf this thing. I will never play this guy again. He's going to go in the spot that was originally reserved for the damn Marauder Horseman. He has failed so spectacularly every single game I play him in. It's almost like that's his entire purpose in life, is just fail. Oh, he makes me sick. And then over here, I have absolutely no idea what happens over here. I think I forgot to take a picture of bottom of turn 5. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that my Corn Warriors take some magic here. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I just forgot to take a picture of top of 5 after win, so I apologize for that. Over here in combat, I'm not. Nothing else happens. I get a couple of Corn Warriors killed in magic or shooting or whatever the hell it was, and that's fine. But we go over here to combat, and of course, Catastrophe. I don't even remember what happens. I don't remember what the 2 5s and the 1 signify. But I do know that he swings and he hits me like 4 times, and he does like 4 wounds, 4 or 5 wounds. I can't remember how many it was. But yeah, I immediately fail. I roll another 2, and then I roll a 1. I've got the third eye of Zinj, so I re-roll the 1 for this ward save, and of course I roll a 1. So as you can see, Catastrophe dies yet again. With a 3-up, rerolling 1 ward save, the unkillable character is like, no, I can be killed, let me prove it every single game by either breaking, getting running down, or just being a total effing failure. I am done with this character after the Rock Wars GT. I swear to God, if it wasn't for the threat of physical violence on me by my wife if I smash another model on the ground, this character would have been introduced to the bottom of my truck tire games ago. But I won't do that because I respect my wife and I'd rather not get stabbed in my sleep. So this character will just end up on a shelf of shame very, very soon after. Actually, you know what? The day we come back from the Rock War GT, he's going on the shelf of shame. So, yeah. Needless to say, he dies, and I'm ready to just set him on fire. Over here, the Forsaken finish off the Demonettes. I ended up getting Armor Piercing, which is useless against demons, but, I'm not going to complain. I lose one Forsaken and kill all the Demonettes. And then we just stand there. I don't have to overrun because it wasn't the first turn that I charged. They're still frenzied, sure, but whatever. And then we go over here to bottom of 5. For the most part, nothing. I think my Corn Warriors tried to charge the horrors over there that were around the house and failed miserably. No, I'm sorry. They had what's it called? That acquiescence where they have random movement d6 and they move forward an inch because my dice hate me. My dogs continue to flee because they're the only ones on this table with a brain. And then the Forsaken stay right where they are because I don't see how I'm going to be able to do anything with them. Maybe I should have moved them up 12 inches to try to get into his heralds or his horrors or something like that, but I was worried about his greater demon running up, flank charging them, and getting those points, which was stupid because there was no way I was going to win, but that was my plan, and none of my plans are good. So, yeah. I have no magic, I have no shooting, so we go to top of 6 after movement. And his greater demon comes running up to kill up the Corn Warriors. The horrors come up to do the same. The other unit of horrors moves up slightly to try to waste my Forsaken. And that's pretty much it. During his magic phase, I believe he gets the choir off, maybe, or some sort of magic missile. He ends up killing my unit champion, which is, as you can see, that very, very cool model that I got from one of the people that liked my channel, one of my subscribers. His name is Wade. Very, very cool guy, very cool model, and I will show more of that in a future battle report. Don't worry. But yeah, my unit champion ends up getting killed. They get the random movement crap, and it was a miscast 11 because it was cast by the Herald Horror thingy or whatever. It was a miscast 11, which was very, very cool. Finally, something's going my way at the top of 6. But yeah, he miscast 11s. I think he loses whatever wizard level this. No, he takes some damage because it was the horror unit that actually cast the spell or whatever. And yeah, they take a little bit of damage from it. I think like 2 or 3 horrors die. It's not a big deal. And then over here, I'm not sure what the spell was. He fires off another spell at my Forsaken, and I end up taking a wound, which is not a big deal. He probably just died of embarrassment. I'm really not sure. And then over here, he does the whip thing and finishes off the last 2 Corn Warriors because that whip is amazing. And there we go. There's the bottom of 6, and that's the end of the game. There's nothing I can do. All I have left is my Forsaken. He's got his Greater Demon, 2 units of Horrors, and I think 2 Tzeentch Heralds running around. Meanwhile, I've got my dogs, who actually did rally, and my Forsaken. And that's it, because I am just beat. I mean, literally like a redheaded stepchild that nobody loves. Sorry if you're a redheaded stepchild. But yeah, it's just one of those things that, man, he put the grudge in this grudge match. I don't even mind telling you. It was a blast. Don't get me wrong. We laughed so hard. And I did try to turn it around. It's not like it was a mindless slaughter or anything like that. I did do some damage to him, but not by intelligent design. This was an accident. Every point that I got, other than the weird Slaneshi Chariot and the 1 cannon, everything else was just a fluke. The fiends and the demonettes charging into my Forsaken like that, they should have been decimated by that. So what could you? The dogs catching, forcing the what's it called? The dangerous terrain check on the chariot and blowing that up. That's what it was. The chariot overran or was chasing down the dogs, and he ran into that fence right there in front of the house. That's what caused it. Okay, now I feel better about that. So yeah, he ended up running into that fence, and that's what called the dangerous terrain check, and he blew up. So I feel good about that. So yeah, that's how it ended. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a minute, because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. It's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. Well, as you guys just saw, I got my PP slapped. Just bad baby, bad baby. And I did promise that if I lost our grudge match, I would retract my statement about Slaaneshi demons. But you know what? I'm not going to. Slaanesh demonettes still suck. And the original question that I was asked was, what's the weakest demon infantry? And it was the demonettes, and they got pimp slapped by my Forsaken. What I will do, though, is say that the greater demon of Slaanesh is devastating, especially with that whip thing and all the little Slaaneshi magics that it can do, and the wet willies of doom. So yeah, I'll grant you that one, but no. Demonettes still suck, and I proved that here. The only thing that survived in the end was the greater demon of Slaanesh. All other Slaanesh choices were destroyed. So I feel good about that. My demon prince did get killed by the Slaanesh demon, not in combat like a man, but in true Slaaneshi fashion with peasant magic and a silly barbed whip. Ugh. At least elves use bolt throwers, but yeah. Oh, it was a fun game, though. It was. And Demonic, you are the man. You won this game fair and square. There was no BS, no garbage. It was a ton of fun. Thank you for the game. Thank you for calling me out. And I hope to run into you at the Rock Wars again. I owe you a beer. You owe me a beer, actually. Actually, when you take it to someone like that, I'm pretty sure you owe them dinner. Possibly a movie. At least flowers. I mean, wine and dine me. You're Slaanesh, for crying out loud. But no, it was a lot of fun. I do appreciate you coming out. I do appreciate you dragging your poor fiance into the store and everything like that so that we could get our grudge match in. But I'll see you at the Rock Wars, buddy. Thanks again. Was a blast. Well, as you just bear witness and everything, it was a bitter, painful, pride-crushing loss for Lord Tremendous. I ended up getting 1,159 points out of him. He ended up getting 2,105 out of me, which I think is enough for a massacre. So, well, no, maybe it wasn't. But bottom line is that it was still a very obvious victory for my opponent, and a well-played victory. I have no complaints about this game. Well, other than the fact that I played like raw butt. But if I complained about every time I played like raw butt, that'd be all these battle reports would be, just me complaining. But no, Demonic Orchard was a great opponent, a really fun guy to play against. His fiance was a good sport. She was right there and just cheering him on the whole time. And it was a lot of fun. We laughed a ton. The game took way too long because we were laughing so much, but it was still a good time. And I'm looking forward to getting another game in against him at the Rock Wars. That's going to be a blast. I ended up losing my Demon Prince, Lady Elizabeth, Catastrophe, my Corn Wars, my Knights, and my Beast. The only thing that survived were the dogs, which was a shock, and my Forsaken, which wasn't a shock because they were really there to win, let me tell you. My opponent ended up losing his Fiends, his Demonettes, a couple of his Heralds, both of his cannons, that Uber Slaanesh Chariot, and about 30 minutes out of his day because he was probably wondering why he played a noob like me. Kidding. Oh man, Slaaneshi magic hurts. Acquiescence and Cacophonic Choir, that sucks. He bubbled it at one point, and oh my goodness, that was painful.
Ah, those dogs, my warhounds losing combat, breaking, getting away, causing the cannon to fail a dangerous terrain check and die. That is probably the most points those dogs have ever earned me in any game I've ever played with them. I was so proud. And they survived. They rallied at bottom of 6 and survived. That was great. Oh, my Demon Prince. I played him terribly this game. Just terribly. And I'm going to go ahead and blame that on my hiatus and stuff like that, my being away, and just the fact that sometimes I like to sit on my shoulders. But yeah, oof. I played him terribly, and he got spanked. I should have just charged him straight up into the Fiends and let the Greater Demon come in and let the dice roll, fall where they may. But oof, that sucked. Lady Elizabeth tried so hard to win this game for me. She really did. Unfortunately, she can't win the game on her own. But man, she really gave it the old college try. I got a lot of respect for Lady Elizabeth. And now so does Demonic. Catastrophe? Yeah, he's on borrowed time. He in China he'd already be dead. His place on the shelf of shame is reserved. I mean, literally, there's like a little velvet roped off section about 50 millimeter squared. I'm just so sick of that guy. I can't even begin to tell you. But like I've said numerous times, meeting Demonic was outstanding. It was truly a good thing. I'm very happy I got to meet the guy. The fact that he called me out on here and then came and just he walked into my own house and beat me to death in my own house. What can you do? I was just like, hey, welcome to my house, and he kicked my teeth down my throat. It was rude, but at the same time I respected him for doing it. Uh, we had a lot of fun, laughed our asses off a lot. It was cool to meet him, and I'm looking forward, like I said, numerous times to seeing him at the Rock Wars. It was very nice, and hopefully the rematch goes a little bit towards my direction. He's got to let me win. But thanks again, buddy, for coming out and playing this game against me, and I know you enjoyed it because you got to just have your way with me. And just for the record, our house rules are awesome. Which is a joke. We don't really have any house rules. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report number 137. Sorry for the delay. It's been a while since I actually put out a battle report, but I've been out of town and I just haven't had any time to play a game. But I hope you enjoyed my semi-untriumphant return to battle reports. Come back to with a loss, but what can you do? It was a fun loss. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.